Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Casa D18 Studios channel, and it's time to once again step into the war zone. That's right, it's time for another edition of the weekly acquisition report, where I, the Renegade JJ Williams, show off some of the newest additions to my ever-growing movie library. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for the War Zone, the weekly acquisition report. And yes, it's time for me to once again show you some of the newest additions to my ever-growing movie library. Now, this episode's going to be a little bit different as I didn't buy any of these. I belong to some groups on Facebook that are essentially free groups, people that are just clearing their stuff out, looking to get rid of it, and they throw it up in these groups. Well, somebody threw a box of movies up in there and was like, hey, I don't want these anymore. Who wants them? So, me being a movie guy, I claimed them. Now, some of these movies I'm going to show you, I probably already have, and some of them I may have even already reviewed. But there are some in here that I don't have. Those obviously will get ushered into my movie collection. And the ones that I already have, I'll either re-gift, re-bless as it's called in the groups, and give them away to somebody else, or I'll donate them to Goodwill or something along those lines where other people have a chance to get them. But we've got a pretty good size Amazon box here full of movies today, and we're just going to go through these one by one and we'll talk a little bit about them. So the first one to pull out is Castaway, which, yes, I definitely have this one. You probably recall when Renegades Reviews launched last year, Tom Hanks month, I covered Castaway. I'll make sure I put the link for that review right up here so that you guys can click on it and check it out if you haven't seen that review yet. But that one was in here. We've also got Kurt Russell, Ray Liotta, and Madeline Stowe in Unlawful Entry. Now, this I know I definitely don't have. I love me some Kurt Russell, so that's going to make a great welcome addition to my collection. We've also got Denzel Washington in Out of Time. I'm not 100% if I own this one or not. You know, there's so much in my collection. There's stuff that you know you have, there's stuff that you know you don't have, and then there's that stuff that you question. And this is one of the ones that I question. So I may or may not already own that. I've never seen it. So it's definitely one we want to get to sooner rather than later. X-Men The Last Stand. This was the final full-length film with the original X-Men cast. Famke Janssen, Halle Berry, Patrick Stewart, James Marsden, etc. We've also got Friends with Money. Jennifer Aniston, Joan Cusack, Catherine Keener, and Frances McDormand. I've never heard of this, never seen this, so I know I don't own it. But it looks like a chick flick style movie. So maybe we can cover this in February one year when we do half a month of chick flicks. Definitely something to consider as we move down the road there. The Black Dahlia. Josh Hartnett, Scarlett Johansson, Aaron Eckhart, and Hilary Swank. Another one I know I don't have. Scarlett Johansson, someone I really love. Josh Hartnett, of course, made his debut in H2O. We've got Aaron Eckhart, who Two-Face, of course, in The Dark Knight. Should be an interesting one to get to down the road. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. This one I know I definitely own. I'm surprised I haven't reviewed it yet, but I think I'm going to save it for a franchise month as there are currently 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So we'll have to wait and see where that pops up. We've got 4 full-length television episodes of The Lucy Show. Of course, this was the show that Lucille Ball did way after I Love Lucy. We've got Lucy Gets Trapped, Lucy the Bean Queen, Lucy Gets Caught in the Draft, and Lucy and the Monkey are the 4 episodes on here. I love Lucy, so kind of cool to have that in my collection. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. The second in the Pirate Saga, again, much like Curse of the Black Pearl, I do own it, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that one. Dances with Wolves by Kevin Costner. This is another one I'm not sure if I own yet or not. My mom has really been trying to push for me to see that many, many, many years ago, back when it first came out on VHS. Yeah, not DVD, VHS. My mom pushed for me to see Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, and I wanted no part of it. Finally, she sat me down. I watched it. I enjoyed it. So the running gag with me and her ever since then has been, well, you ought to give it a try. You know, Field of Dreams is a good movie. basically saying, hey, I was right then, I'm right now. And she tries to say the same thing with me about this. The problem is just this is a 3-hour movie. And I'm not the biggest Kevin Costner fan. So for me to sit through 3 hours, there's got to be something that hooks me. But I will give this a chance eventually. Whether I currently own it or not is a whole other story. The Terminal, another Tom Hanks movie that I have covered, that I have reviewed. Once again, we'll put the link for that right up here. That way you guys can check out that review if you have not seen it yet. Really good movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Red Dragon, one of the chapters in the Hannibal Lecter saga with Anthony Hopkins. Looks like the case here is really kind of damaged. You can see they've taped it up with scotch tape. It is what it is. I'm not positive if I own this one or not. So if I do, no big deal. If I don't, I'll definitely be looking for an upgrade to Blu-ray down the road anyways, and then I can just move that disc into the Blu-ray case, have DVD Blu-ray in one case. Courage Under Fire. I have seen this, and I don't think I own this. So this one, I'm really glad was in here. Denzel and Meg Ryan. You've also got an all-star cast. Lou Diamond Phillips. Matt Damon is in it. So many good actors. Really looking forward to getting to that some point. The Whole 10 Yards. Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry, the sequel to The Whole 9 Yards. I don't believe I own either one of them. I've never seen it. Movies with one sequel, right? Something I can add to the checklist down the road to put into that category. Starting to wind things down here, we've got Contagion with Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kate Winslet. I've never even heard of this before, but it's an all-star cast. I mean, Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, like I said, you've got Gwyneth Paltrow. So many good actors and actresses. It should be a really good film just on the cast alone. We've got Meet Joe Black, Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. Another one I've never seen. I don't know if I own it or not. I don't think I do. So far, I'm pretty sure we're doing really good with what I do and don't already have. So there's a lot of good stuff here that's going to get ushered into my collection there as it gets put up on the shelves and everything from the move. We've got Morgan Freeman in Along Came a Spider. Another one, I know I don't have this. I love me some Morgan Freeman. We've got Penelope Ann Miller, sequel to Kiss the Girls. Morgan Freeman is back as Alex Cross. It's the James Patterson books, so that should be a fun one to get into. The Bone Collector, Denzel and Angelina Jolie. Now, this one, I'm 99% positive I have because of Angelina Jolie. I love her to pieces. We've got the original Robin Williams Jumanji, which I know I did last year when I did Trilogy Month. I did this, and then the two that have Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Once again, I'll leave the link for Jumanji right up here. You guys can check out the review of that one if you guys have never seen it before. So since I know I own that one, definitely be passing it on. We only got a few movies left here. We've got Man on Fire, another Denzel Washington film. I don't know a whole lot about this. I may or may not own it just because of how I acquired some of my movies in the past. We won't get into that. But I may have this one already. I'm not 100% positive. Speak of the Devil, Field of Dreams is a good movie. I've got this one now. I'm not sure if I already own it, but this is a 2-disc special edition. So if I do already own it, I may be upgrading to this version. We'll have to see as everything gets unboxed. We've got Tim Allen and the Santa Claus. As a lot of you may know, there's a TV series for this going to be coming to Disney Plus here in the not so distant future. Tim Allen is back as Scott Calvin, Santa, and it's going to be a little bit past his time. He's looking to hang up the role and pass it on to a new generation. Of course, this is the origin story of how Scott Calvin became Santa in the first place. If you've never seen it, you've got to check it out. It's a great movie. It's on Disney Plus, along with the Santa Claus 2 and 3. We've got Jeff Daniels, Robert Duvall, and Stephen Lang in Gods and Generals. Another one of those old school flip open cases. You guys know that I get kind of giddy when I see these because that just goes to show how old this particular copy of the movie is. I've never heard of this. I've never seen it. It's historical because Robert Duvall plays Robert E. Lee. It looks like it's a Civil War story. Should be interesting to check out. And last but not least, National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. I did review this earlier this year when I did Movies with One Sequel. Again, we'll leave that link right up here. You can check out the review for National Treasure 2 if you've never seen it before. Nicolas Cage at his best. It's a historical scavenger hunt. You've got Jon Voight in it. It's just an amazing romp through historical fact and fiction for an entertaining movie. So let's take a look at how we did today. At the end of the day, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies here that I know I already own. Those being National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, The Santa Claus, The Bone Collector, the original Jumanji, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, The Terminal, X-Men The Last Stand, and Castaway. So 9 movies out of this box that I already had. I've got 3 here that I'm not positive if I have or not, being Out of Time, Man on Fire, and Field of Dreams, which is a good movie. Trust me. And what that leaves is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 movies that I 100% do not own. Those being Gods and Generals, Courage Under Fire, The Whole 10 Yards, Contagion, Meet Joe Black, Along Came a Spider, Friends with Money, The Black Dahlia, The Lucy Show, Dances with Wolves, Red Dragon, and Unlawful Entry. So I think I did pretty good. Half of the movies I'm pretty darn certain that I don't own already. And then the other half I either do or maybe do own. What do you think about this haul of movies on the War Zone, the weekly acquisition report? What do you think about how I did with this free box of movies? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But let's engage in that conversation. Let's discuss. Let me know what you think. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when we discuss Fat Albert. That's right, it's going to be Keenan and Kel week next week on the Casa channel, and we're kicking it off with Kenan Thompson in Fat Albert. And then at the top of the hour, both here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network, it's time once again to Ask the Dads. Whatever you'd like to inquire from us, be it music, movies, wrestling, sports, You ask us, and Jeff Meacham and myself will do our best to answer you, the viewers' questions. You don't want to miss out on any of that content, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network. All my loyal fans and friends out there, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me here today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you more than you know. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure the notification bell is turned on so you don't miss any of my videos when they go live. Go out there and share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, movie collectors, other cinephiles that you know, people that love shopping for movies, collecting movies. You know, maybe somebody out there will want something that I've got extra and we can work out a trade or something. And then you'll see it down the road here on the War Zone. Again, thank you so much to everybody who tuned in and joined me here today. And I will see you guys next time.